Hello beautiful, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a get ready with me. I have pretty much a full face of new makeup. I have a foundation, I have concealer, I have eyeshadow, I have the whole shebang. I'm just gonna be trying out some new makeup. I just had my friend Samantha March here for almost a full week and we found a dog as well, abandoned on the street. So let's catch up on life. This is actually the first time I'm filming alone since, well, before Samantha came here, so I feel a little rusty, but we are gonna dive right into it. I'm actually gonna be trying a new foundation today, which is the Revlon Serum Tint Broad Spectrum SPF 15. This one is in Tan Sand 317. I bought this one on Amazon when it had like a pre-launch and I just didn't have time to try it. This seems like a good shade while Samantha was here. So I'm gonna be trying this out and I'm not gonna be wearing a primer because I want to see how this one is. I have not seen anyone else try it, but I did see that this one launched on Ulta since. So we're going to be trying this one out. I did buy a couple of things at the Sephora sale. I did have a haul up and most of the things are from that haul. Just new things. But when Samantha was here, we actually did go to Sephora together and I bought two more things. One of them was the House Labs concealer. I have that here somewhere. I bought that one to try and I did try that in a video that's on Samantha's channel, but I also did buy the Tower 28 concealer when I made my order from Sephora and I thought we could try that one today. I was very impressed with the House Labs concealer actually. I thought it was really good. And the second thing I bought, me and Samantha when we were at Sephora, was the Pretty Grunge by Huda Beauty. I did do a first look in the video that me and Samantha filmed together on Samantha's channel when I used like some of the more mauves and like darker like neutrally burgundies, and I thought would play with the other half of the palette today. Initial impression of this one, it is light coverage and it looks like skincare with a little bit of coverage, and I'm not mad about it. I feel like the shade match I got was really good. We're gonna cover up a little bit with concealer, of course. Like that looks pretty good. Definitely a light coverage. I feel like this shade that I got could have stretched over quite a few shades. Let me come in a little bit closer. I'll need to be in the other side of the universe. So this is in number either 1E or IE. I'm not 100% sure about their shades. I feel like this will be a good shade. It is maybe a smidgen lighter than what I go for. Because I don't usually... This is the place where I like some extra coverage. Just on the side of my nose and this part. But I feel like this is a little lighter than I usually go for. Also, there was a lot of product on the doe foot. So I almost got like a little bit more product than I anticipated. Just, that's good to know. I don't know how that smelled. It smelled like something. Not like a lot, but there's a slight fragrance to it, right? Or was it something else? No, it must have been something else. This one did not have fragrance to it. Was it this one? This one. Slight fragrance to it, very mild. I mean, you notice I didn't even see it or like notice it in the beginning. A concealer did not. That is looking really pretty. I will say just initial impression is that it might be, depending on if it creases or not, a little bit thicker than what I go for, because I feel like these more hydrating, thicker concealers, I feel like they tend to crease on me. On my skin, but we will see how this one wears. I do actually have a new powder to try today as well, and if this doesn't work out together, and of course I will try them many more times before I review them, because I always come back and do like reviews later on. But if it doesn't work out with this new powder, I will of course try them with a bunch of other combinations too. And the new powder I have is the Easy Bake and Snatch by Huda Beauty. I got it in Pound Cake. This is the third option. There is a lighter one and there is a lighter pink one. And this is the third one. And I think that I have number 4 in the loose one, which I think is Banana Cake. But I was thinking I wanted something lighter for the under eyes, but now I'm like, is this too light? We will see. It's supposed to have a little bit of color to it, of course, because it comes in different colors, but it is supposed to be translucent. But I was thinking it was going to be a little brightening. But I also thought like, oh, that's very light. But maybe I can get away with it. I like setting my T-zone around my nose. Just like where I tend to get a little bit oily and also where I tend to crease, which is chin, under my eyes, and then just get oily in my T-zone. I'm gonna do my brows and we'll see how this all pans out. I actually had to go in with some of this powder instead, and I still don't know if I love it under my eyes. I just feel like it didn't really like set the concealer, or maybe the concealer is too creamy, but I don't love my under eyes. I will try them with different things again. Like I said, I feel like I got a little bit too much product as well for my liking, because I don't like to have too much concealer, but I feel like the applicator was just giving me a lot. Ooh, let me do those after because I want to use this one first. This is the Revlon Gel Serum Blush. I got it in Beaming Coral, which is like a nice like orangey coral. Again, this is the same, it's the same launch as the other one, and I just thought that it looked cool. Oh, I love this. Should we just do a little bit? I'm doing it on the sponge. Like that. Oh, that's a very sheer, nice formula. Let's see if we can build that up a bit. If you're looking for something, it's very gel-like. It says it is a gel, right? Gel Serum Blush. Yeah, it's very sheer. It is gel-like. It goes on really nice. I don't know if I can build a little bit. I don't feel like it's really lifting. I usually go for something that's just a smidgen more pigmented. But I still think that looks pretty cute. I want to do a little bit just, I'm just gonna fill in my beauty spots. And I did buy the Moira Dreamlight Highlighter Illuminator in number 5 Love Struck. And I have been testing this one, or like swatching it, and it swatches like a dream. And I thought we'd use this new brush by Refer. This is their holiday brush. It has these like flowers on the side. And I thought we could just sweep this on the cheeks. Are you kidding me? Oh, I don't know if this comes off on camera, but this highlighter is actually very impressive. It's so beautifully peachy without being sparkly and without being like a stripe. Oh, I really like that. I really like that. Moira? You did that. I was sent a couple of these pens by Makeup Forever. I have been trying them out. I'm gonna try them as an eye pen today as well. But this is in, I think this is Wherever Walnut. Yes, I have been using this other one that's here somewhere. Oh, this one. It's in Anywhere Caffeine, which is a little bit more brown. I have been using that one, but I think I'm gonna use this because I want to use that new like see-through balm that I bought from Hourglass. And I think that's like a little bit more reddish brown in tone. But yeah, I've been very impressed with the formulation of these from Makeup Forever. They are pigmented and creamy without being overly creamy. They're not smeary. They don't skip, they don't tug, they don't pill, but at the same time, they're not too creamy so that you can't be precise with them, and they do dry down. I think that this formulation actually is really nice. I understand the hype. Let's try this one out. It's been so great having Samantha here. Me and Samantha have been friends, like, we met on YouTube years back, like 6 years back, and we've been friends not only on YouTube, but like off YouTube. I mean, we've been talking about our divorces, our pets, our friends, our situations, our families, money, like everything behind the scenes, and her move and my move. It's been it's been quite the experience, like the things that I have shared with her and the things she's shared with me, the collabs that we've done, you know, showing the wiggly dinkly little lab samples to each other. It's been so amazing to have almost a full week hanging out with her. This one, stunning, and I'm just super excited that she came and that she just, I don't know, I feel like she had a great time. I had a great time. I mean, we've done more things than I usually do in Austin, and it's just been honestly great. We've been shopping, we've been clubbing, we've been at dinners, we've had a lot of fun, we've been boating. Like, who are we? Gonna use this setting spray. Woo! It's like that is a 1994 hairspray if I ever saw one. That is intense, but yeah, it's been so great. And she just went back now. She went to the airport and she took an Uber because Ricardo was at work. We weren't able to take her to the airport, but she took an Uber, and I also had a meeting with my team about like Singe next release, which was super fun, and that was also like happening at the same time. But I had a blast. Honestly, I had a blast. It's been great. And I'm going to see her for the Creator and Friends holiday party in Vegas in the beginning of December. So it's like in a month. I'll see her in a month again. When I was at Sephora with Samantha, we did buy the Pretty Grunge by Huda Beauty together. Well, she bought one and I bought one. There was actually only 2 left. Someone was asking us, like, if there was only 1 left, who would have bought it? Honestly, I don't know. I think that probably both of us would have been like, no, you take it. If I know Samantha right and I know myself right, I think that both of us would probably have been like, no, you take it. But I am happy that we got one each. And I'm showing you some swatches now, and I gotta tell you, this swatch is very pleasing. And I like, some people were asking, maybe I'll show some swatches of that as well. If I could show this one next to the I Need a Nude from Natasha Denona, because this one is leaning a little bit more on the neutrally browned. I think that this is showing up a little bit more neutrally leaning. It's not super warm. I wouldn't say that this is like super warm, but it's definitely not as cool toned or as just grayscale as the Xenon palette by Natasha Denona. I'm also going to be using these new shades of brushes that I got from Refer. These are like mini and maxi versions of existing brushes. It's like an O2 maxi, like, and then there is like a O2 mini. Like it's very fascinating. So we're gonna use a couple of those together with probably some Singe. And since I used some of these shades last time, I think I'm gonna dive into some of these. I think I might. You know what? I kind of want to use this one because it's swatched so pleasing. It's almost like a traditional shimmer, but it was very smooth. So I think I'm going to use this one. It's called Rise Up. So as I also hinted in the beginning, actually me and Samantha, when we were walking home, because I had a nail appointment, I did some fall nails. Oh, I think that this is going to match with this one. I did some fall nails, and when we were walking home, because I like walking home from the nail salon because it's only like a 30-40 minute walk. So we got a Starbucks and we walked home, and on the way home, we just see this girl with a dog going in front of her, and we were like, oh, what a cute dog. And then we noticed the dog, it's not so much walking with her as it is just crawling flat on the ground, no collar, no leash, and just, you know, tail between her legs. And this girl behind us, she's like, oh, it's not my dog. I found it in traffic. So she had like stopped her car just around. Well, it was still kind of in traffic, just on the side of the road. So she had just pulled over with her car. So we helped her like just hold this dog, and the dog was so friendly, and she was just licking her hands, and she was so dirty and like malnourished. Like you can see the bones just sticking out. Her nails were super long. They had not been cut in for forever, honestly. So we just like held down this dog and just had a little like, what should we do? And she was just initially saying like, oh, I have my car, I can drive the dog to like there's this animal let's not rescue, but like the official Texas city, like just taking care of like lost and found dogs and like stuff like that. So she was like, I can take them there, but she said that like she has a dog at home that just will not work with the new dog. So she was like, I can't bring the dog home, but I don't want to leave the dog in like out, because they're probably not going to take the dog, because right now they are like the shelters are just full in Texas. If you could find the space in your house to take in a dog right now, I think all the pounds would be super happy to be able to give out a dog. But I basically told her I have 2 dogs at home and they are super friendly with other dogs, and you can just leave the dog at me and I will keep the dog with me, not for forever, but until we can find somewhere for her to be. So she came back and like told me that, oh, she texted me and she was like, yeah, there's no ship on the dog. Is it okay if I leave it at your place? She's like, I need to go back to work and I really can't take the dog. And I was like, yes, of course, please bring the dog here. So we brought the dog here and we slowly introduced them to our dogs. Of course, like they got to sniff a little bit, and we kept them separate for most part of the day, honestly, because our dogs, they're super friendly, but they're also very playful. So when they see a new dog like this, they're gonna be like, oh my god, it's a new dog to play with. But this dog might just need a little peace and quiet, honestly. So we kept them a little bit separate. We gave her, she was drinking so much water, she was probably so thirsty. And I walked her, of course, and I gave her food, and then I gave her food again in the evening before Ricardo came home. And he was like, why do we keep finding dogs like this? So me and Ricardo was able to give the dog a bath together, and she was so kind. She almost felt like grateful that we were giving her a bath. She was so filthy, like the water was like brown. I felt so bad for her, but she was like a new puppy afterwards. We didn't dare to cut her nails because she was like a little pit bull mix, and we didn't want to frighten her with something that she probably have never done before. So Ricardo did talk to our neighbor that actually has the dog now, and he was like, listen, you did such a good job with Kaisa, and he was like, you didn't let us help at all. But I was like, that's why because we could take in another dog at that point. So they decided, well, we decided, like us and this neighbor couple that we have, that we're just gonna do this together, basically. I'm trying to figure out, I think I'm gonna do Hope, this one here. We're like, we'll just take turns with this dog, because they have 1 dog and we have 2 and a cat. So we'll just take turns, take care of the dog. We bathed the dog at least, so they got a clean dog. They actually came and picked up the dog yesterday, so it's staying with them right now. And they were gonna take it into the vet and do the test for heartworms. And we were basically just saying, we'll share responsibility of this dog and we'll make sure that we can find a good home for her, because she's so sweet and she definitely deserves it. She was just scared, honestly. I felt so bad for the poor doggo. I don't understand. Like, it is a responsibility to have a pet. Like, don't get a pet unless you know that you can commit 10 years of your life taking care of this dog, treating for it, caring for it. It's gonna cost money, it's gonna be energy. Just like, I don't know. It's not like you just picking up a hobby that you can just let go after a while. I don't understand. I felt so bad for this little baby. At first I thought she was a younger dog, but then I actually don't think she is a younger dog. I just think that she was so malnourished that she just looked very skinny. So we're gonna make sure to put some meat on her bones again so that she can feel all happy. And I did contact some services, of course, that are gonna come back, or like they're gonna get in contact with me so that we can get her placed in a good home. But until then, she still needs a safe place to be. So I'm happy that we and our neighbors, like neighbor friends, are able to be those people, because even though we're not able to keep her for forever, she did not deserve to be frightened in traffic. She was way too sweet for that, and to be honest, no dog deserves that. It just makes me angry that, I don't know, I don't understand. It makes me angry. Let's just leave it at that. I just don't think Any dog deserves that. Like, poor little baby, she was so sweet. So sweet. I'm now just finagling a little bit with these brushes. They're not the perfect. I mean, I love retro brushes. I really do. These are natural bristled, but now I'm just trying to make sure that I'm only using these basically for the look. But I am gonna be cleaning off one of my Cinch E1, and I'm gonna be using this stand up. I don't know what made me think, or what possessed me to be like, you know what, I want to do a beige. But here we are. I'm doing a beige. I just thought it swatched so pleasantly. But yeah, I'll give you an update about the little doggo when I have one. But thank you all of you for all your sweet and encouraging messages on Instagram when I showed her. I would definitely, I could never leave a dog like that outdoors. Like, she was so scared and she was so skinny and she deserved so much better. And she was not feral. Like, she came up and like, even just walking her, like, she's pretty good at like the walking thing, that which makes me think that she's probably been a dog with someone, but she's on the lost and found forum. So if anyone's claiming her, like, I will say though, she's not chipped, and whoever had her before has not been taking super good care of her. So I don't know if I actually want the initial owners to find her, because like, you clearly was not bringing your A game and taking care of this poor baby. So I don't know about that one either, but we'll make sure that she gets a good home for sure. I think that looks pretty cute. I don't know who I am anymore. Like, what is going on? Maybe I'll even do a little bit in my inner corner. I never do a shimmery inner corner anymore, but let's go. Right? Let me see if I can use a little bit of the black. There is a super, super small brush here that's, honestly, this is a 13 mini. For me, this is like a little too small to blend with, but maybe just to put a little, this is just a matte black. Maybe just to put a little bit of shading here. I honestly don't know how I would use this brush. Maybe like that, and then just a little bit more of the dark brown. Oh, do you know what sound I'm hearing? I'm hearing the sound of a dog throwing up. BRB. I'm not happy with how far I took the black out, but I still think that this is a very sultry, neutral look. And I don't know, I'm not a neutral queen. We all know this. I don't need to get into this. But I will say, from a perspective of someone that, for example, I thought the I Need a New palette, it is a good neutral palette. I think I prefer the My Dream palette. I think I prefer that one. And I think I prefer this one because it is a little bit more smokier and there are some interesting shimmers in here. I think I prefer this one personally, color story wise, to the I Need a Nude. I think I do, again, personally prefer the mattes from Natasha Denona over these, but I still think they're really, really good. And I think that this like just effectful shimmer is beautiful. So I have two of these Makeup Forever pencils that are like, that I'm gonna use for my waterline. First I was thinking white, but I actually think the beige one is just gonna look better. Like, let's keep it at like neutral Queen Angie. But yeah, I will keep you updated on the dog situation when I have some information. But yeah, I'm not keeping the dog myself. I just simply cannot have a third dog. Like, I'm the one walking the dogs during the days. I cannot walk 3 dogs. It's just not a possibility. It's just, I can't. And like, it's expensive to have a dog. It's a responsibility to have a dog. I need to be honest and just be like, we don't have the capacity to have 3 dogs. I actually feel super pretty and fierce in this. I think it's really, really nice. I really love how the skin is looking. I feel like it looks so fresh. but I don't think it's like sticky or in any way, but I still think everything just looks really fresh. I didn't love this powder under my eyes. It might have been the concealer, because it could be the concealer as well. I'm going to use this, of course, with other concealers, and I'm going to use the concealer with other powder, and you know, blah, 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 blah. But overall, I think I like this one better in my T-zone because it looks so fresh here. Like, it looks juicy. The highlighter might be my favorite thing in this entire video. I don't know if the peach sheen is really coming off, but it's just looking so glossy without looking like super like stripy. I'm a big fan. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. The palette is really beautiful too. And like I said, I think this is a really well-rounded and good neutral palette that goes like a little rock and roll, a little smoky, a little deep without being 50 Shades of Grey. And overall, I do like the formulas. I have not used the cream formula yet. It feels a little smeary. If you've ever worked with the cream formulas from Huda Beauty, because this one does not feel like the one in the 9 pans, and then the one in the 9 pans creased on me badly. How would you use this? Because it felt a little like a bomb. How would you use it? Love to hear your thoughts about it. Lippy is beautiful. Everything is... I'm impressed. I'm impressed with this look, and I literally have nowhere to go. I have nowhere to go, but at least I look good walking the dogs in an hour. I hope you're having an amazing day. I hope you bought some really fun stuff during the Sephora sale. Or if you didn't, I hope you were able to, instead of buying stuff, just rediscovering things in your own collection. Sometimes we need to be shopping our own stashes just as if they were a Sephora, rediscovering things that we used to love that we haven't used for a bit as well. So either way, I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you again. You know what? I will probably see you again on Friday. And I will have 2 videos on Friday. New makeup releases and a bonus video with a very fun, exciting launch. Bye!